Studies show that stealing your employees' ideas will make them 2.5 times more likely to feel engaged at work and trust your leadership. You want to know something crazy? In my 12 years of being a manager, I found that when it comes to making confident decisions, you have to be willing to steal ideas from your team. Every time I've used this strategy, my team has ended up respecting me more and feeling more valued as a team member. In this video, I'm going to show you what elite managers are doing to make confident decisions with other people's ideas, how your employees will appreciate you for doing this, how you can apply this to your work starting tomorrow. So, how is stealing ideas going to help you make confident decisions? As a brand new leader, you might think that you've got it all figured out. After all, you're the manager now, the smartest person in the room, right? Wrong. This common misconception is exactly why so many new managers stumble. The skills that earned you this promotion aren't the same ones that will make you a successful leader. But don't worry, I'm about to let you in on a secret that will dramatically increase your chances of success. It's all about learning to steal. And no, I don't mean office supplies. Most managers try to lead top down. They implement ideas and make decisions based on what they see fit, without input from the people who are actually going through the day-to-day issues. This is why it's so important to be listening to the ideas of your employees. As a manager, imagine you're a hiker trying to scale Everest. Your employees are like the Sherpas who know every crack and crevice of the mountain. Just like a hiker needs to listen to the Sherpa to avoid getting lost or stuck, you need to listen to your team. Understanding the challenges employees face every day and acting upon it is going to give you a huge advantage as a new manager. And it's going to save you precious time because you aren't having to figure this all out yourself. As you start making good decisions that positively affect your team and your workplace, you'll start to develop confidence as a leader and shake that imposter syndrome that we all go through when first becoming a manager. So next time you have an employee bring up a good idea, steal it. Won't employees get mad at me for taking their ideas? Don't worry, it's all about how you do it. Do it right, and your team will love you for it. Do it wrong, and yeah, you probably have some angry employees on your hands. So what's the right way? Here's what not to do. Don't take your team's ideas and pretend they're your own. Sure, your boss might think you're a genius for a hot minute, but trust me, it'll backfire. Your team will stop sharing ideas, and then eventually they might not want to work for you at all. Here's my secret sauce. The method that'll make your team love you. When you use someone's idea, shout it from the rooftops. Okay, maybe not literally, but you get the point. Let's say Chad from accounting had a brilliant idea. When you're announcing this new change, start with something like, "Hey team, Chad had an awesome idea to switch to this new system. It's going to help us crush it in these areas." See what I did there? I gave Chad full credit. Now Chad feels like a superstar, and guess what? The rest of the team sees that too. They're thinking, wow, the boss actually listens to us. If I come up with a good idea, it might actually happen. Remember, your team just wants to feel heard. They want to know that their ideas matter. When you give credit, you're not just making one person feel good, you're creating a whole culture where everyone wants to bring their A game to the table. So steal those ideas, but make sure everyone knows where they came from. Your team will thank you, and hey, you might even become their favorite boss. To be able to do this, you have to be willing to set your ego aside and to be able to listen to new ideas. Most managers that are trying to establish themselves think that using other people's input is a sign of weakness since it's not coming from you. This could not be further from the truth. One well-known leader who listened to people's ideas on the front lines was General Dwight D. Eisenhower during World War II. As the supreme commander of the Allied forces in Europe, Eisenhower was in charge of planning the D-Day invasion of Normandy, probably one of the most well-known operations in American history. Eisenhower was known for listening to soldiers and commanders directly involved in combat. He often visited the troops, talked with them, and gathered their insights. This helped him understand the realities of battlefield and make better decisions. Before the D-Day invasion, Eisenhower spent a lot of time consulting with military leaders and listening to the concerns of those involved. This helped him decide when to launch the invasion and how to adapt plans for the unpredictable weather. Eisenhower's leadership played a crucial role in the success of the Allied forces in Europe and contributed to winning the war. Eisenhower was loved by his troops and the American people despite not being a great tactician or having combat experience. It was his ability to listen and manage the people below him that made him great. However, gathering information and sorting through what can be a good idea and not a good idea is hard work, and it requires a good system. So what are the systems you can use to make this work for you tomorrow? The system I'm about to show you is a simple one, but this actually changed the entire trajectory of my career. When I was in my first few months as a manager, I took over a failing gym in Bakersfield. When I got there, I had an assistant manager named Scotty. Scotty used to help me advertise when we would have membership sales. We would call all of our guests and our leads that had come by the gym and tried to get them to sign up. The problem was at the time, we were writing all of our leads in different areas on different slips of paper. In a one-on-one meeting with Scotty, he had an idea to compile all these people he was going to be calling in one single piece of paper. This would make it easier to keep track of all the call attempts and the notes on those leads. We later dubbed it our cleanup day since we were cleaning up all the membership leads that we had. Side note, for those people in sales that are cringing at this caveman CRM, remember that this was 2012 when CRMs weren't huge yet and we were a mom and pop organization. So after hearing Scotty's idea, I thought it was great and decided just to roll with it. Now that he was organized, he realized we should be calling these people every day for 3 days leading up to the sale to say hi and give them a friendly reminder. Again, this was 2012 when spam calls were not existent, so people were fine with multiple calls. What happened next was amazing. The system we implemented exploded our membership signups and caught the attention of upper management. As a 20-year-old manager, I had managers that were 2 to 3 times my age and experience calling and asking me what were we doing so well and how they could copy the system. Whenever I would tell anyone about it, I always made sure to give credit to Scotty for the great idea. So here's what I learned from that experience and the system you can use starting tomorrow. You need to hold regular one-on-one meetings with all of your team members. When you hold meetings where you give an employee your undivided attention, this opens the door for them to give you some golden nuggets of information. However, the people who downloaded my new manager playbook already knew this, along with 6 other plays to help you be a new manager. If you're a new manager, this is a game changer. In the book Leaders Eat Last by Simon Sinek, Sinek talks about the concept of the circle of safety.
It's a circle. That's kind of nice.
Which is about creating an environment where team members feel safe to share thoughts and ideas. When a leader listens, it reinforces this sense of safety, leading to better decision making as team members are more likely to voice concerns or propose innovative ideas. During those meetings, ask them what they think could be better and how you can help them make their job easier. It takes a few tries for them to be honest with you, as most team members don't want to immediately be critical because they're kind of scared you're going to be upset with them. Once they realize you're just here to help, they'll give you the information that you need to be better. Finally, take notes on the things that they say. This is crucial because this is going to help you spot patterns in the answers that people provide to you. When you spot a pattern of challenges, it gives you a good indication of what you need to work on. Listen, not all ideas are going to be winning ideas. You do need to use your experience to filter out things that just won't work. However, I believe sometimes you just need to throw spaghetti against the wall and see what sticks. You know, I've always repeated that saying, but I don't know how that relates to trying things. Sounds cool though, but I'm hungry. I wonder if Olive Garden is open. Unlimited breadsticks. Sheesh. Once you're done with your meetings, compile your notes, find the patterns, and break it into what should be jumped on immediately, what can be tried, and what needs to wait. You'll be surprised at what your team comes up with and how effective some of it can actually be. Then get out there and start putting those ideas into action. What is the fastest way to get these ideas in action? Now that you have the ideas you want to implement, it's time to get them rolled out. So the best way to do it is to get it done yourself, right? Wrong. In fact, if you want your workplace to be more effective, you need to work less. In this video here, I'll show you how most managers make the mistake of thinking hard work means that they're gonna see better results. That's right, it's time to be lazy.